One. See, he said one before.
said
He
one.
didn't say one before.
He
No, he
did say
did
one
not.
before.
No, he did not. He just kind of
Hey.
stopped at two, and I thought maybe he'd change his mind. He wasn't going to start the show.
Oh,
kinda
there
what
we
I
go.
was
That was what I thought.
There we go.
It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 870-405-0793 is this number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. Mr. Z, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're here to have fun.
That's the ticket.
That is the ticket right now, actually.
World needs a little bit of fun.
It does. It does.
Having any fun in the real estate business?
Well, a couple things that come up. I was at a event yesterday with Chris Nassari talking about issues that come up, in the financial end of things, and things that come up in the course of deals, because obviously they're involved in a lot of deals. And he mentioned that probably one of the best things that we as realtors can do for you as clients for listings is to get the home inspected before. Spend a couple $100. You're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars a deal here. Spend a couple $100, get the home inspected. That way you know what's wrong with it. You can go through, they'll give you a detailed report, and they will tell you this is bad, this needs to be fixed. A lot of it's going to be, this outlet is, mismatched or something, things like that. But it also gives you the opportunity when you when you finally get the listing together, to say, these are things that we found, and these are all going to be addressed or have been addressed, depending upon the time frame. We're going to fix all of these things. These are things we are not going to deal with, because you, as the buyer, may want to change things. Sometimes that may be the right thing to do. Sometimes it may be something that we're just not going to deal with this. It's not a life-threatening, it's not a safety issue, it's not end-of-the-world stuff.
Cosmetic type
But
stuff.
we're not going to deal with this thing that he found. So that going in, because the biggest problem that they're having with deals blowing up is they're using and we've run into this, and any agent worth their salt has run into this, where you're going forward and they get the inspection report, and people, I don't know, it's like some people have never bought a house before, but they want everything that's on that sheet repaired, replaced, repainted, whatever. It's a house that's been lived in. You're buying a used object. It's like buying a used car, a used gun, a used whatever it is, But the difference is that a home is generally an appreciating asset, not a depreciating asset. But they're used. They've got little dings and dents from kids riding their bikes through the living room, or, the dog got overly rambunctious, whatever it may be. Serious stuff is one thing, but cosmetic things and people wanting to get things, expecting the seller to fix all these things before they leave, it doesn't work. The seller's like, well, that's, we're selling. We're not selling because of the dent on the, in the siding, but we're not going to fix it either because we're leaving. It's not that big of a deal. We've lived with it for 10 years, and there's a lot of things that people do live with they don't even think about. It gets called out in an inspection, and you go, we know that we got to do this and jiggle this a little bit to make the water do whatever. Those kind of things come up all the time. But to get a home inspection prior to when you're getting listed, so that you know what you're looking at and you know what you're going to have to fix. Like I say, safety issues are a non-negotiable thing. Everything else, maybe there was a leak on the roof and you had the roof repaired and there's some stain up in the ceiling. No big deal. But because where do you stop in a ceiling? Once you start painting, there's no place to stop. So you end up having to do the whole. So these are things that come up in the negotiation, and then the buyers get kind of in a huff. Well, I'm spending all this money, and we understand that, but you're not buying a brand new house. And on brand new houses, we just sold a brand new house, and we had them inspected because you just don't know. I mean, things happen during the course of construction. The house that we had in Big Creek, we had where the sleeve for the toilet goes. I don't know if they put it in, they went to lunch, they forgot, but they never glued the sleeve on the other. And we had a little leak that we didn't realize. But that's what it was. When we came to have the guy fix it, he went, loosened the thing up and picked the toilet, and the whole thing came out. It's like, what the? It was kind of strange. But those are the things that happen. You don't know that until you get the home inspected. Because I don't go in my crawl space. I don't go up in my attic. You don't know things that are that may be going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just so it's something to keep in mind. Like I said, it's a couple $100, but it could be the best couple $100 you spend, so that you don't think that you've got a deal and you're moving forward with the things. Everything's going okay, and the inspection gets done, and the other side wants something, beyond reasonable, and the thing blows up, and now you're back. Now you got to call the mover back and say, yeah, hold on, put that on hold. We're going to have to wait now for another who knows how long for somebody to come by and buy the house. And it's still something that you're going to have to address anyway, because now the home failed to close because of an inspection. So that has to go in the property disclosure. So it's something that you're going to have to deal with no matter what.
During your luncheon with Chris from Nassari Home Mortgage, did he mention mortgage rates?
Mortgage rates actually are about 677 this morning. I took a look, and they're down a little bit, and they seem to be trending that way. They seem to be trending down a little bit. They're talking about the prime rate. Finally, they're going to take a little reduction. The G's going to come in and cut that rate a little bit. When they do that, psychologically, I think that'll drop the 10-year a little bit as well, and that'll be good. And if they could, psychologically, if they just drop that rate a little bit, it would be good for everybody, just to kind of stop that drumbeat of it going up, 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 and staying up, because that's an unusual thing. And it would also be a sign that inflation is coming down a little bit, very little bit, but it's coming down a little bit. And I think that'd just be good for the country in general, to get those rates down a little.
What's the current local market doing?
Market is kind of, it's about where it was. It's been pretty consistent as far as we got like 314 homes on the MLS last week we had 325. It shifts a little bit. Bigger houses coming on, a lot of big houses coming on the market. There were like $3 million houses that came on the market. One of them's a farm, or I don't know if it's a farm or not, but it's got a lot of acreage and things like that. And they're getting prime. They're asking prime money for them. Some of them are selling right away. Some of them aren't. Mm-hmm. Each one's different. It depends on where it is. We'd gone out on a listing appointment and talked to the gentleman and said, this is about where you need to be price-wise. Here's why. This is what's... He's, well, but this house is for sale for this much, and this one's for sale. Internet's a good thing. It's a terrible thing. This one's for sale for this much. Yeah, they're for sale for that much. They haven't closed. Mm-hmm. With the money, we base the numbers on where they closed at. So we take what they closed at, and then we come up a little bit. We figure the expenses, things like that. Allow for a little bit of wiggle room in negotiations. So we came up some, and then he wanted to change the length of the time for the how long the listing would be for. And we told him, look, I want the house to be sold in a day. We don't take your listings to keep them on the inventory for that long. We want it done. But sometimes it can take too long for somebody advertising to get on. It can take too long for people that may have seen the house and they want to come in. If it hasn't sold within a couple months, or we haven't had enough listing appointments, then we got to look at the price, because that's the only reason people aren't coming to look at the houses. Houses are selling that are priced well, that are ready to go. Nice property, nice location, but you can't compare yourself if you're on some acreage in a community. And, you know, you can't compare yourself with the house that's on the Buffalo River, you know, or the White River, or Lake Norfolk. It's not the same. And it may be a similar construction of the house, but it's not the same. Location is a big motivator for people when they're looking, especially when you're looking to spend bigger amounts of money. And sometimes, you know, we deal with a lot of people. When we've had some great clients, and we've had great clients over the years, and carried them forward with us, and they refer people to us, and they're happy to do that. We closed a deal. This is the fourth house we've done with these people over the past years, and we closed a deal with that this week. That's what it's all about. And then sometimes this just isn't going to work, you know, and I may be getting a little older, but it's just, you know, you can see, you know, we've been doing this for 17, 18 years now, and so sometimes you say, we're not it. And I says, there's a lot of agents that'll take any listing at any price. You think you can get that much money for that house? Believe me, I can put 5 people in this seat that'll tell you they can get it. Now, it's never going to praise for that. And so nobody's going to write a loan for that. So it's never going to close at that price.
Yeah. There's a lot of variables.
Yes, sir, there is. And that's where we come in. I mean, we have been doing this for a while. We do take extra classes. We spend a lot of time. I've been doing this for close to 15 years now. And so every week we're on top of things. Linda's on top of things every day, keeping up on things, looking for houses for people. She's got a list of clients that are thinking of coming in, and they're looking to get information on properties and things. That's what we do. You know, we don't work with Walmart. This is what we do. And to be able to help people and stay on top of things, and to know the market, and the guy said this, well, I know you guys know what you're doing. Yeah, we do. So you got to kind of believe us. You know, there's a trust factor that it is built between the realtors and the clients going forward. You know, and that's the kind of thing that keeps the business, keeps the whole process of real estate going.
Let's take a look at your numbers.
This week in real estate, there were 42 new listings came on the market, 5 commercial properties, 10 parcels of land, 27 homes came on the market. They range from $79,000 to $1.4 million. 4 of those are taken backups. There were 32 sales, 2 commercial properties, 5 parcels of land, 25 homes sold. They range in price from $22,000 to $691,000. Average sale price this week was $266,000 with 95 days on market. $6.6 million of residential real estate closed this week. 13 properties expired. There were 32 residential price changes, and I guarantee you that none of them went up. There's 39 residential pendings waiting to close, and its number's been dropping as we're getting through that inventory, and there's more houses being sold that are going under contract. So it's not 2021 anymore. It's just not, you know, with the interest rates. And in this time of year, every 4 years, you can look at the charts and they go, they fall off as you get closer, you get into the presidential elections. 2-year cycle, it drops off some, but not as much. But it's just the drumbeat on the commercials and things like that, and people just not knowing what's going to happen. That's just a tough time of the real estate season. And currently, we have 314 homes listed on the MLS. I don't know why the rest of the stuff didn't transfer over, but it didn't. So I don't have a year to date, and I don't have a comparison for last year to this year.
But you still have a way for them to get you.
But it's right. Call my honey. That's the best thing you can do. Call my honey at 870-405-0793. The website's retiredtoarkansas.net. This information is also on the Chamber website under the real estate banner, and it's in there every week. I send it over there, and they post it, and just to get information out to people and see what we can do to help. But we're here to help that's really, like I say, that's really what we do all the time. And we do our absolute best to get people to where they want to be. The right home for the right time of your life is really an important thing. And first-time home buyers, military home buyers, we can help everybody. Commercial, land, do it all. Linda and Darlene are both listed up in Missouri, so we cast a pretty wide net. Reese covers big net. Reese covers everything to the south, and the legendary Reese Tubbs. So
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. The Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website.
sir.
It's Friday. It's time for Friday Sports.
There you
We'll be
go.
back in just a moment.